Hey, how y'all doing? Hey friends, what's up? I have not been posting on my YouTube as intended this year, really this summer. And so in this video, we're gonna chat about why. Not quite a life update. I don't think that that's warranted. And I said that I was gonna stop telling my business to the internet. But, you know, just catch up, talk about what's going on. First and foremost, whoa, I did these myself. This is from a brand called Cracked Polish. It's magnetic, which is what makes the velvet effect. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more nude, I suppose, and it's still kind of is, but big fan. I had contemplated, do I just like pop back in and like be mysterious? But that's not who I am. One of my goals for this year was to surpass my YouTube stats from last year. Now, subscriber count wise, I have, but as far as like the actual video statistics themselves, I have not. I haven't been posting that much. So I have to do that to accomplish that goal. The reason why though, I had done 2 videos, you can tell they were recorded in the same day. I'm wearing the same outfit. I did 2 videos, I wanna say that was in June. It was either in June, it was in June. The reason why I did 2 videos back to back and then disappeared was I started a new job. It's at a library. That's just what I do now. And it's a lot. I enjoy it. If you're from my job, hey, I like it. But it's part-time, but it's like, I told my husband, it's like the most full-time, part-time job I've ever had. So that also, in one of those last videos, I had talked about having surgery at the beginning of the year. And at this point, this is just like a hobby. Did y'all see me fill in this eyebrow? Why does it look so light? To be honest with you, this is the one that gives me trouble. This one, I don't have to do too much, but her, I was working what felt like nonstop in June and July, and then at the beginning of this month, August, I had my first reconstruction surgery. I had said in that video, like, oh, there's interest, I'll talk about it. There wasn't interest, so no need to talk about it at length, but I had surgery 2 weeks ago. The recovery from this surgery has been so much easier than the mastectomies, and I'm actually very glad that I did delayed reconstruction, because yes, it's one less surgery, but I spent all summer, like, well, not all summer, I spent the first half of this year having to like get my range of motion back and stuff like that. So I'm glad that this go around, it's really not, I mean, it's challenging, but it's not nowhere near as intense. So while I have the time, I figured I would pop back up. And just in general, I've been so busy this year. Like last year I had to tend to my personal life. This year, it feels like, as my grandpa would say, getting back on the horse. Like I had to just fit everything in that was like delayed as I focused on my health last year. And so I like started a new job, finished out my school year, started a new job, doing surgery. I had been in physical therapy and then transitioned to going to the gym. I have to figure out how to pay for school now, which that has been so stressful because I really don't want to take out student loans. Just because this state of the federal government is such that I don't want to really, I don't want to borrow anything from them. So I've been working a lot, try to get that first tuition payment together, scraping that together, applying to a bunch of scholarships, which I was having this conversation with my husband the other day, and he was like, I need to just like write something. And I was like, you think you don't write? And he was like, if you think about it, your jobs, you have to write so much. And I was like, I guess so. And I also, like, in my spare time, just use that like creative part of my brain more, right? Like, I have this YouTube channel, I make the videos, I edit them. Believe it or not, obviously not videos like this, but the ones that are like actually about topics, like my masterpiece, I think is my favorite video that I've made, is the Future Librarian's Guide to Internet Privacy. I write outlines for them. I also haven't been so attentive to it, but I think I'm going to be. I have a website, I have a blog, and so I write quite a bit. So writing scholarships, oh my God. I don't know if it's just the phase that I'm in life, but something about having to like self-reflect, how have I gotten to this point? It stresses me out. It stresses me out. Now, I am one to just pause. I have become one to stop and smell the roses more than in my past. In my past, I've been just so head down, so having to be so self-reliant with absolutely no safety net that I haven't even I haven't had the luxury of appreciating things. Now I am. And so, in doing those like scholarship applications, it really does cause me to self-reflect and to realize, like, literally this time 10 years ago, summer 2016, I was about to start my senior year of college, and I realized I don't see it for the path that I thought I was gonna do. What the hell am I gonna do? And that was when I discovered library science as a career field and did what I needed to do to set myself up to be a librarian, at least as far as an undergrad, right? I got a job in the Black Cultural Center library, and then I also did a library internship because, of course, when you're an undergrad, yes, the education, but it's also career training. And then life happened. And what mattered most was me being able to make money to support myself, as opposed to pursuing pursuing my dreams, pursuing my goals. I was still always working towards what I wanted to do, but it feels good to be in my 30s and feel grounded, perhaps for the first time. I feel like I talk to anybody who will listen about the importance of libraries. That's not my goal right now, but rather to just, take a moment and reflect on the station that I find myself. So it's a good kind of busy. It's not busy for the sake of being busy. The stress is for something. it's for something with a tangible outcome. It's not being stressed over some shit that the minute that I'm done with it, I'm never gonna think about it again. Because I've been there, and perhaps you have too. As far as beauty, I stopped cataloging the products that I was finishing because they weren't makeup, and that was kind of the point of my Project Pan. But to date, little check-in, as we are, if my math suffices, we're 75% of the way through the year, just about, approaching that 75% mark. I have only refilled products. I have not bought new makeup products. I tiptoed into the internet and thinking about, okay, do I want anything? Didn't buy anything, but very much on my little use what you have thing. I talked about this so much, this eyeshadow, and as you can see, it's like a couple shades darker than my eyelids. The concealer that I have, I love. The issue with it was that it was a gift, and so, and actually let me spray my face down before I put on mascara, because it's not waterproof. The issue with that concealer is that it was a gift, and it's from a company that I wouldn't buy from, and so I'm like, what am I gonna do when it's gone? It is the best concealer I have ever used in my life. Even I don't watch a whole lot of makeup. I'm more of like a hair person, and I told myself to stop. We'll talk about my hair in a minute once I start doing it. But one of my just in general favorite YouTubers is Robert Welsh, specifically Robert and James Welsh's channels. I'm going to see them. I've become that person that's like going to see YouTubers in person. Not the first time, but even he says that's like one of his favorite concealers of all time, and he is a makeup artist of 2 decades. But oh my God, when I tell you 2025 like didn't happen, like I remember a couple years ago, my oldest sister was talking to my next oldest sister, and they were talking about like how old she was, and she was like adamant that she was, I think she kept saying that she was 37, and our sister was like, you're 38, and she was like, I lost a year of my life. Like I don't know what just happened. That's how I feel with 2025. Like literally, I try to remember like, okay, summer 2025. If I didn't get married last year, I literally would not have any idea what happened, because that's kind of like my placeholder. Speaking of, me and my husband celebrated a year of marriage. Oh my God, so happy. He's my best friend. We're only getting better with time. But not last year, 2 years ago, in 2024, I went to a live show of the Lore podcast for Halloween. And it was actually on Halloween. That was fun. And then not last month, before that, I was supposed to see Sisters Who Kill. I just didn't feel like it. Oh, I just didn't feel like it that day. So seeing the Welsh twins later this year when they're in the United States, and that should be fun. Beauty wise, hey, this is my hair. Guess what, friends? My hair has officially grown back, okay? When I got my haircut from hell, honestly, my hair was hovering around like here. It wasn't quite to the middle of my boob. I have boobs again. But now it's like nipple length. So my hair grew back. I just got a haircut. like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I went to a new hairdresser. I will share once I go to her for the second time, because imagine, you know, I don't want to recommend stuff that I'm not, people, products, whatever, that I'm not 100% certain of. And I do really like the hair salon, but you know, I want to be a client for a while first. My hair looks so much, why does it look so much longer than it has? One of the things with surgery that's, with the reconstructive surgery that's hard is that I have to do what's called T-Rex arms. And we use our arms so much, right? Those of us that have mobility in our arms. I like have to consciously tell myself to not put my arms over my head. I haven't been able to put my arms over my head in 2 weeks. And it's hard, it's especially hard when I'm doing my hair. Most specifically, the hardest thing that I have to do every day is when I put my hair in a ponytail to go to sleep. Oh, so challenging. So, I went to a new hairdresser. I actually went to a new hairdresser right before I had to have surgery. Because I got a professional trim in October. I played around with some scissors in February, and then I went to this new hairdresser in July. She was like, when's the last time you got a haircut? I said, I gave myself a trim in February. She was like, that doesn't count. When's the last time you got a haircut? And I was like, in October. So far, so a couple things, right? Her and her apprentice could not believe what my hair looked like last year. The apprentice was like, were you using Batana oil? How did your hair grow back so fast? I was like, no, it just grows fast and I take care of it. Could be better with the trims. But my old hairdresser just became too expensive. Like when I was going to her, I had a full-time teacher salary. Hey, in some places, that's not saying much. I live in New Jersey, so a full-time teacher's salary, boy, you experience that charter school teaching salary, and every single job has to live up to that after, okay? But now, like, I'm a grad student. I don't have what she's asking for, unfortunately. Also, the person that I go to, now does natural hair styling. Look at me. Look at me. They do natural hair styling, and so when I want to play around with like a rod set or something, they can do it, which is exciting. And they straighten. They're just like a full service natural hair salon. Whereas my beloved old hairdresser, Oriana, she sticks to wash it. She either does wash and goes or blowouts. I just want to try something new. So I got a proper haircut, but it wasn't a whole lot off. I just needed my ends cleaned up, really. What I'm doing right now is that I wear my hair back in a ponytail when I go to sleep. And as you see, it serves me well. The only thing is the front of my hair gets literally bent out of shape. Like it kind of gets these weird like curves in it. So to prevent what happened when I went to Ulta, which again, never any shade to Ulta. I think it was just a lot of wires got crossed. I made a Pinterest board of what I want, and then I made another separate Pinterest board of what I don't want for my haircut. And so if I feel like being creative, I'll put on the screen like, this is what I asked for, this is what I said I don't want. And I really like my stylist because she was able to look at the pictures and say, okay, so it seems like what you want is actually like almost no layers whatsoever. And she was saying that actually I asked for long layers the past couple times that I was going to my old stylist. So as you can see, like, they go pretty far up. They're not like that typical natural haircut that's like the layers start here and then there's bangs and the whole thing is round. It's not that, but it is still pretty heavily layered. And the pictures that I showed her, she was like, this basically is no layers, it's just a face frame. So obviously what I don't want, I never, ever want bangs. I didn't want bangs. I didn't want a round shape. I wanted it to feel very connected. And so what she did, she cleaned up my ends, but really it was only maybe at most this much that she took off. Maybe an inch, maybe an inch and a half. And I said, you know, if you need to take a little bit off the back, which is the longest part, you can. She was like, well, if I take anything off the back, that kind of defeats the purpose. Like, then we're just starting over. So this is what we were left with. I love it. She said to come back in 3 months. She said that my hair is very healthy. What did she say to stop doing? Here's a big one. She told me that I need to section my hair more when I'm styling it. Cause I was like, yeah, the back of my hair, like, I don't know, like my hair is even, but it looks like it's not in the back here. Here's the back. And she asked how I style it. She was like, you're doing way too big of sections and the back of your hair shrinks up to the point where it almost looks asymmetrical. Like it almost looks like a Rihanna bob. I was annoyed about it because I felt like taking 25 minutes to apply product to my hair for a wash and go was too much. And now it's like 40, but it really does make a difference. Unfortunately, the way that my husband put it was, he was like, you don't listen and then say this stuff doesn't work. Like somebody will tell you what to do and then you do like adjacent, which is really what you wanted, but not quite. And then be like, well, it didn't work anyway. If you know my husband in real life, you know that he's just always talking. He's right though. Very clearly he is right. So I actually have been listening, and as you see, today is Friday and I washed my hair on Monday, which was the first time I washed my hair after surgery, and my hair looks great. Also, I feel like this is a controversial take, but I, for surgery, left my hair in a wash and go. The first time I got surgery last August for fibroids, I got stitch braids. And then when I did my mastectomies, I had twists in my hair. That, particularly because I can't raise my arms, I realized, oh, doing the takedown for twists is a lot more strenuous on my arms than just doing a regular wash and go. And then it's a whole thing to detangle it, whatever. Like for me, my hair, I've said this before, my hair actually doesn't tangle very much. If I leave it down, basically, like down in its natural state. Like if I start tossing it up into a bun, God forbid I do a slick back, then it's gonna be a knot back there. But even still, it's not that bad compared to like my mom and my sister, their hair always tangles in the back. My hair didn't really tangle, so I figured, well, let me just do like very bare minimum styling. And it was a process, obviously. I have a lot of hair, but it wasn't too bad. You know how people are like, oh, natural hair on vacation? I can't swim, so maybe I'll try and do that. That's on my bucket list, is to be better at swimming. I can swim to save my life, but I am not like a jump off the boat on vacation and swim in open water person. And I would like to be. So, as far as what's what with my hair, as you can see, still some pretty short layers. there, but my stylist did an excellent job with the shape and everything like that. Told me to come back in 3 months. Just have to do more careful styling. I've also, because I've been really busy, particularly with my job, I've been wearing wash and goes again. I was pretty set on braid outs. I think that might be my favorite hairstyle, is doing a braid out on wet hair and then sitting under the dryer. I have to sit under the dryer for like an hour. And my hair is still wet after, but at least it's not like, is it gonna be wet when I take it down? And then unraveling the braids the next morning, but I don't have time to do that. I need to like, all right, I have a half hour to wash my hair. I have 40 minutes to style it, and then I have 30 minutes to dry it, but then I have a hairstyle for like a week. I don't have time to be doing anything overnight. So back to wash and goes. Looks good though. My goal for my hair is to just get it long. Honestly, I've been saying for years that I want to grow my hair out. You see, my hair is long, but for it to get to the length that I want, it's gonna be a while. It's probably gonna be at least another year with consistent trims. Let's put on some hairspray. I will be so glad to be done with this because I wanted to try something different and get a non-aerosol hairspray. Girl, give me the BioSilk. Give me the BioSilk hairspray, because this, it gets like sticky. Like because it doesn't have the nozzle to disperse, it gets sticky on my hair, and I cannot do sticky hair. If you noticed, I have new glasses. They're not new. I got them in April, but they're new to the channel. Reason being that I kept seeing people, both that I know in real life and also like online, having these like very sleek gold glasses. I don't know if I could do contacts at this point. I feel like it's too much face out, right? But I figured, okay, well, let me do something that's like it's almost like a piece of jewelry, right? And then I saw a picture of Quinta Brunson with her glasses, and I was like, yeah, let me get these. So these are from I Buy Direct. My like regular everyday glasses, I might be a person who just changes the lenses because I love those that much. So I have to push myself to wear these, but they're cute. And then here is my outfit. I have on these linen pants and then this top. I have worn this outfit. I've done numbers in this summer because I like that they're almost the same. They're not quite the same color, but almost. I feel like it's so chic. People say it's so chic for shit that's like default, right? It's so chic to have bare nails. Stop. You can just do what you like. But I really like wearing like head to toe, almost one color, like a color scheme. I used to get this shit when I was in my 20s. I used to teach in cream, head to toe cream. I loved having like not quite white pants, not like stark, like blue white pants, but like a white with a little bit of yellow in it. I had these cargos that I used to wear my second teaching job. I loved them. But then all of a sudden, it's like I turned 30 and I still stuff on myself. What can you do? I was excited to wear this top after surgery because, as you see, it's a high neck. It's from Uniqlo. And I just felt so flat wearing it before, whereas now, you know, a little bit. A little bit. that's kind of everything. Also, circling back to the beginning of the video with like, I'm where I want to be, etc. I look how I want to look, and that's something that makes me feel really good, because lately I've been looking at my teeth a lot, and if you've been here, you know. Actually, if you haven't been here, I made a bunch of videos about having Invisalign. I think I started Invisalign 5 years ago, and I had it for 2 years. So this is 3 years later. Math? Yeah, this is 3 years later. And I just got a new retainer. Oh my God. Oh my God, my hair grew back. I just feel really good. I feel really good about the place that my life is in. It's peaceful over here. Okay, you see this rock on my finger? I'm doing well. Things are good. You're gonna see more of me because I want to surpass those YouTube stats. So, you know, maybe what I'll do is to really push those numbers. I'll do an updated hair routine, because that's what y'all want to see. Me talking about, like, I don't know, my chosen career field, who gives a shit? But when I do anything related to my hair, welcome everyone. Okay, this is gonna be the last thing that I say. When I say that I'm also, I'm where I wanna be, my sleeve is almost done. I am finishing this sleeve this year, which I started that also in 2016. I am going to, if you didn't know, I'm tatted. I'm gonna get shading on the top half. Look at this tan. Shading on the top half, getting something right here, and it will be done. And then I can do something else, because I have been getting tattooed. Believe it or not, I've only been getting tattoos on this arm for the last 10 years. Kill me. Okay, that's the last thing. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in my next video.